Happy Tuesday. It's a cold one and there's snow outside, and that is something I never thought that I would see here, and specifically not the amount that is still coming down outside. But anyway, I digress. I am jumping on here because this morning, as I was going through some more of God's promises in the Bible, a memory was triggered in my head, and it wasn't a very pleasant one, but it was still one that I needed to look at so I could forgive that, because as you're going through the process that I've been going through for the past 328 days today, I believe. Anyway, this memory came up to me, and the memory is this. When it's probably been about 10 years ago, I was a Sunday worship coordinator for the church I went to for many years. And at this specific church, we did communion every Sunday. And for the worship team, since they were on stage during worship and it was just kind of difficult to pass the elements out to them along with everyone else, and so they could continue to play through communion, we would take it before service. And part of my job was to give the elements to the band members and the worship team, and I took it upon myself to come up with some kind of devotional or something for them every Sunday. And this went on, I did it specifically this way for about a month or two, I believe. I can't remember the exact timing, but I remember coming in one Sunday and I was getting the elements and everything together for the worship team, and our associate pastor, who was the worship leader at the church, came up to me and told me I couldn't do that anymore. And it was because one of the elders in the church thought that it was wrong for me to be basically, I guess, leading the communion. And I didn't really look at it that way, because I just did a devotional and then we all got the elements and took them together. But I remember that really bothering me and upsetting me. And so when that memory sparked to me today, I had to forgive that elder, because it's what I'm called to do, because I don't know that I have done that. And so I went ahead and that's what I did this morning. But with that being said, I know that a lot of times that people will quit going to a church or something because they feel judged or they have a bad experience. And I can relate to that, because not just that incident, but I have been to other churches throughout my lifetime, and I have encountered some bad experiences. But with that being said, just because you have a bad experience at one church doesn't mean that there's not another church that you can align with, because I know that the place I am going to now has really debunked a lot of beliefs that I carried, and I'm really kind of glad that they did, because it really opened my eyes to exactly the real truth. Because sometimes things are taught that are not right, like God being one that delivers punishment, or it was the will of God, and that's not true. The truth is, God is a loving God, but He does allow bad things to happen from time to time in our life to mold us, shape us, grow us, and help us to learn. So I don't know who may have needed to hear this. I just felt very compelled to share. So I hope that helps someone. And I'm going to read the last scripture that I wrote down this morning as I was going through, because I feel it's a good one. And that is 2 Corinthians 12:9 through 10. And it says, "But He said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly about my weakness, so that Christ's power may rest upon me. That is why, for Christ's sake, I delight in weaknesses, in hardship, in persecution, in difficulties. For when I am weak, then I am strong." And I just love that, because it really goes to things where when we do feel weak, or when we do feel persecuted, we're actually strong, because those are areas that we grow and learn from. So I hope this helped you in some way, and I hope you have a terrific Tuesday evening. And if no one's told you today, you are enough. You are loved. You are worthy. You are special. And I love you.